Hey guys, so on this week's YouTube video, you're going to get a fitness fact or fitness myth guess game kind of thing, and a prep update of what is going on with my 2018 bikini prep first show of the year. And that is all on today's video. Hey guys, and welcome to this week's YouTube video. So you'll notice for the very first time in my YouTubing history, I'm not in my kitchen. So I think when I first started vlogging, I think I was just so focused on making sure the videos were, really good for you guys. And in doing that, I think, to be honest with you, I got a little bit away from being completely me. I'm not saying that I wasn't myself in those videos, but I definitely did try to make sure that everything looked right, lighting was good, and that's not life. That's not how things always are. Sometimes you're sitting on the couch in a big gray sweater that belongs to your husband that he's probably gonna watch this and be like, why are you wearing my sweaters? But that's life. And so I'm just gonna focus, going forward on really just showing you guys like literally me, and then let you guys decide for yourselves, if you guys like that or not. And yeah, that's like what I want to do. So let's get started with the fitness facts and myths, and then I will get you guys updated on what's going on with my prep. All right, so let's get a point system going, keep track of what you guys get right and what you guys get wrong, and then let me know in the comment section how many you got right and how many you got wrong. Fitness fact or myth? Question number one, lack of sleep can make you gain weight. Fact or myth? Fact. Surprisingly, when you do not sleep enough, it actually increases the hormone ghrelin. I don't know if I'm saying that right, ghrelin, but it's the hormone that triggers hunger. And some other common hormone that you guys probably know a little bit more about would be cortisol, right? The stress hormone. So when you guys don't sleep enough, it actually raises those two hormones, which can contribute to weight gain. And studies have shown that people that do not get enough sleep are more likely to gain weight than others. Number two, dos. You should drink 8 glasses of water a day. Fact or myth? Myth. So the age-old drinking 8 glasses of water a day is actually pretty much a complete myth. You should only be drinking as much as you need to stay hydrated. Okay. So you really only need as much water as what makes you hydrated. So not to be TMI, but when you use the washroom, as long as your pee is like a pale yellow, you're good to go. You don't need to be like overhydrating. Overhydrating yourself can actually throw off your electrolyte balance. So you don't want to overhydrate and you don't want to dehydrate. If you want to get an idea of how much water is actually right for your body, there's a water calculator that bodybuilding.com has. It's really great just to give you like a general guideline of where to start. So I will link that in the description box below so you guys can check that out and see how much water you actually need to be drinking. Now, when I did my research, the 8 glasses of water thing, well, it's a complete myth because it's different for everybody. 8 glasses of water is typically more so geared towards like young teenagers. So unless you're 13 years old, you probably need more than 8 glasses of water per day. I right now am drinking anywhere from like 3.5 to 4 liters of water per day. And if I drink anything less than that, I notice a difference and I feel very, very dehydrated. Number 3. This one I think in my mind is pretty easy, but you can spot target fat reduction. Fact or myth? Myth. Total myth. Total myth. If there is one thing that you take away from this video, it should be that that is a myth. And based on whether you're a male or a female, plus a bunch of other genetic factors, are going to determine where you hold fat and where you lose fat from at what rate. So everybody is different. It's not like a you know, if I do 60 crunches, I'm gonna lose some fat off of my stomach. There's no such thing as that. That does not work. Your body fat is gonna be held all over your body. It's gonna lose from different areas at different rates, and you cannot spot reduce it. It really comes down to having a good training program and making sure that your diet is on point. If those two things are not locked down, you will not lose fat, and you can definitely not pick and choose where it comes and goes from. If that was the case, then when I am cutting, I would definitely make sure that fat stays in certain areas and goes everywhere else. Question number, what are we on? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, number 4. You need to load up on protein right after a workout. Fact or myth? Myth. So a lot of people think that they jump out of the gym and they need to just ingest as much protein as possible. Reason that this is a myth is that you can actually only break down a certain amount of protein at a time. Now that is variable for every individual person, but if you go out of the gym and you just eat 6 chicken breasts, your body can't break all of that down very effectively and cannot use all of it for muscle protein synthesis, especially if all the essential amino acids, aka the building blocks of muscle, are not all there. And so if you get out of the gym and you ingest a ton of protein, if you don't have all of the amino acids necessary to turn that into muscle, your body is not going to be able to do anything with the excess, and it's either going to be excreted or it's going to be converted and stored as fat. So that is a tip for you. That doesn't necessarily mean that eating protein after a workout is bad for you. It's just not as, it's not the be all end all. And if you end up missing and forgetting to pack your protein shake for your post workout, you will not lose all your gains. That's all that means, okay guys? This one is kind of fitness related, but kind of not, but I just thought it was really interesting, and it's a common one that I hear a lot. So I think this one's a cool one to kind of talk about. So if you're pregnant, you're eating for 2. Is that a fact or a myth? It's a myth. So when you are pregnant, you actually only really need about another 300 calories or so per day. Now again, this is gonna vary based on, genetics and overall metabolism and the baby and a ton of different factors. But the end of the day point here is that you're not actually eating double the calories. So, I mean, you can, but you don't have to eat double the calories just to feed your baby. You can actually keep a very active lifestyle and still, eat a very healthy diet while being pregnant. Just because you're pregnant doesn't mean that you have to double down on your calories and eat everything in sight. Okay, so I've had a lot of clients that were moms that, they say that they were perfectly fine with their body pre-pregnancy, and then after pregnancy, they put on a lot of weight and they had a lot of struggle getting that weight off. So I think, a lot of moms can benefit from understanding that you don't actually need to eat that much, and it's actually gonna be okay, and your baby will still be quite healthy if you're making sure that you're getting, the vitamins, minerals, nutrients that you need. You're eating nutrient-dense food in the right amounts, and so that you don't need to overdo it by, eating double the calories. I don't know if you guys can see, Shadow jumped up to sit with us, so he's there. Actually, I'll show you. Shadow, Shadarius. He's like, Mom, I'm not camera ready. Don't show them me. Don't show my face. He's looking at me like I'm gonna kill you. Next one. Stretching reduces your risk of injury. Fact or myth? Another myth. So a lot of people think that static stretching before a workout is a good warm-up before they go into doing their strength training, and that's actually a huge myth. What you're better off to do is dynamic stretching to help to warm up the muscles. So when you're doing static stretching, you're actually cooling your body down and you're putting your muscles to sleep, quote unquote. So that's the last thing that you actually want to be doing right before you go into a workout. So remember guys, if you're going to be doing stretching, static stretching should always be at the end of the workout, and dynamic stretching should always be at the beginning. Overall though, stretching is beneficial for flexibility, but definitely based on some of the research that me and Denny have been doing, it's definitely not something that you necessarily have to do in order to be a healthy, well-balanced athlete. So that is something that I bet you didn't know. All right, next one. I thought this one was really cool, which probably kind of gives away the answer. Muscles can only pull, they cannot push. Fact or myth? Fact. So if you really think about it, muscles can only do two things. They can contract and they can relax. And when a muscle is contracting, getting shorter, it's actually pulling, right? But when you're doing a push-up and you're pushing your body away from the floor, that muscle in your chest is shortening, it's actually pulling, right? So it's technically within your body, it's a pulling motion, it's not a push. If you're doing a push-pull split, it's technically a pull-pull split because your muscles aren't actually doing any pushing. Next question. We have, the only place that fat is burned is in your mitochondria. Fact or myth? Fact. Getting a little old school, high school biology on you there, but when fat or fatty acids are brought from fat stores into your cell to be broken down, they're brought to the mitochondria. So that is actually the only place where fat is really burned. So if you think about it, if you wanted to increase your fat burning, what you really should be focusing on doing is finding a way to increase your mitochondria. Most inactive adults lose 3 to 5% of their muscle mass each decade after the age of 30. Fact or myth? Fact. The actual term for this is Sarcopenia. I'm probably saying that wrong, but that is the term for this sort of muscle reduction through age. So past 30, we're losing about 3 to 5% of our muscle mass every single decade, and we can reduce that percentage by being healthy and active individuals. But as we age, unfortunately, our muscle does too. All right, guys, and now we're on the last one. Eating healthy is expensive. Fact or myth? Myth. If you do your research and you calculate how much it would actually cost you to buy all healthy foods, and when I say healthy, I mean nutrient dense. I don't mean like Purdue chicken and like super organic vegetables and stuff like that. I just mean eating nutrient dense food versus eating junk food, and you were to take those two grocery bills and put them side by side, it's actually cheaper for you to be eating healthy. So don't use that as your excuse to not eat healthy. It just comes down to having good planning. All right, guys, so that is all I have for the fitness facts and myths. Like I said before, comment down below and let me know how many you got right. And if you got all of them right, then kudos to you, because there were one or two on here that was actually a surprise to me. So I thought this would be kind of fun. So now I promise you guys an update on my prep. So I will insert some photos. Actually, I'll insert what I started at here, and then I'll insert one of my most recent check-ins here. So you guys can see like the difference and how far that I've come. So originally, and I'll just be upfront with you guys, originally I planned on competing at the end of this month, so February 24th in Miami. I decided to push my show out to March 24th and do the Atlantic Coast Championships because I just didn't feel ready. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like I didn't feel I was gonna be able to get my physique to the point that I wanted it to be in order to look the way I wanted to on stage. And I struggled a lot with that decision because I felt like a failure. I felt like I set this goal for myself and I didn't achieve it, and I felt like I fucking failed, and it sucked. And coming to terms with the fact that it wasn't really for being a failure, but just for having the wrong methods in place to get me to where I wanted to go, and dealing with some health issues with my thyroid and stuff like that, and understanding that it wasn't necessarily about failing, but just about those things not being in the right places, that it just wasn't possible for me to hit that goal. It was difficult, but I'm in a place right now where I feel a lot better. I feel more confident, I'm a lot happier, and I am seeing progress, and I do feel a lot better going into this show in March. So today I am 7 weeks out, 6 weeks and 6 days. 6 weeks and 6 days out until my show. I'm super, super excited. I'm seeing progress. I'm feeling good in the gym. I'm learning so much from my coach, which has been a really cool experience. I know I touched on that a little bit in my last video, but I just wanted to update you guys and just be upfront with you and let you know exactly where I'm at, what I'm doing, and why I'm doing it. So yeah, I hope that you guys appreciate this more like just sit down in my zone and talk to you guys like legit the way that I would talk to, like basically I'm talking to you right now like how I would be talking to if my girlfriend Sasha was sitting across from me. This is exactly how it would be. It's more laid back than what I've filmed before. And I hope you guys appreciate that. I appreciate that, not vulnerability, but just transparency, I guess, of me just sitting in front of the camera and being real with you guys. And I think like that'll take the pressure off a lot in making these videos, because I don't really feel like this sense of they have to be perfect as much anymore. I want to give you guys quality, but I want to give you guys me, like the actual real true me. And like I said, I don't feel like I wasn't giving that before. I just think I was polishing it up a little bit too much. In terms of like the fitness facts and stuff like that, if you guys found those interesting, I like to give a lot of information away for free. I love helping you guys out. So what I'm also going to do is link in the description box the link to my email list where I give out a free monthly guide every single month. So please feel free to check that out. I give it out on the 3rd Wednesday of every single month. But it is like 3:30 now, so I'm gonna put some laundry away and work on some stuff. And then later on tonight, I have posing practice with Karen. You guys may know her on Instagram at Karen Nicole. I love her. She is a doll. So I will be doing posing practice with her later on tonight and check in photos from my coach tomorrow morning. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.